On the occasion of the 21st Black Nights Film Festival, we are once again showing a number of wonderful films in the official competition. And today we're going to be showing Bangzi Meloodia, a wonderful and exquisite piece of work. Now, I could talk more about the film, but it would seem apropos at an event to meet the filmmakers to ask the filmmaker to talk a little bit more about the film that we're going to be seeing tonight. So it's a great pleasure to welcome Dasheng to the festival. And I'd like to begin perhaps by asking us to tell you a little bit more about yourself and your background as a filmmaker.
Okay, my name's Dasheng, from China. I've been in filmmaking industry of China for over 15 years already. I've made feature films and documentary, and sometimes I worked for stage production too. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the film that a lot of us are going to be seeing tonight, coming to the international premiere? Can you let people know about what they're going to be looking forward to?
I'm very glad to bring my latest production, Bangzi meloodia, to Tallinn. It's my first visit to the city, and this evening will be the international screening. Yeah, a premiere for Bangzi meloodia. I would say it's a strange story. It's a strange story about a group of fellow farmers in a very, very tiny village in the northern part of China. It is very cold too there, windy and cold. About 35 to 40 years ago, you know, the local people, the villagers, they were fronting of a very, very big and deep and strong change. Yeah. So it's a strange story about the backstage, a rehearsal of a village show.
Can I ask a little bit about your journey towards the film? What inspired you to make the film that we're going to be seeing tonight? What brought you to the place that you are at now?
I think in that film, the backstage story is more interesting than the show, the performance on stage. You know, people, the people are trying to put some guy in exile, who is a troublemaker now, but used to be a big hero, almost a savior of the village. Unfortunately, the guy has to face to his destiny to sacrifice twice. So it's a comedy tragedy. It's a sad story.
But is that something that has always interested you? Ideas about heroes falling from grace? What were the things that interested you to want to make the movie?
The human nature always confuses us all the time. We cannot simply judge good or bad. It's not that simple. This is what I'm interested in. Yeah, to describe in my movie.
Am I right in thinking that the film was partly based on some short stories by Dasheng? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
We actually adapted 5 short pieces from a very famous Chinese writer. Very, very, very short 5 stories.
And can you perhaps tell for audiences who don't know about that writer a little bit more again why you chose those stories and what inspired you?
The novel and the stories by that writer, Mr. Dasheng, describe very humble, ordinary people, everyday life in countryside. You know, the life in that poor villages sometimes are funny, and sometimes absurd, and sometimes even cruel. Yeah, because they have to fight against the field, the harvest, the weather, and to each other. So it's I will call it a live drama. I'm performing every day.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, and especially talking about tragedy and comedy. You know, the film has elements of satire and magical realism and tragedy and comedy, you know, all human life. Do you find it as a filmmaker, do you find it difficult to balance all those elements within the film?
Yeah, very difficult. I think there's only one very thin line between, you know, all these interesting elements. But I try my best to recognize it, to hold it.
But it's something difficult. But
yeah, it's always difficult.
Yeah. I want to move on to something else about the practicalities of the film, because obviously you work with a lot of non-professional actors in the film. Can you tell us about, again, how you go about casting, but also what are the benefits and sometimes the drawbacks of using a non-professional cast?
During the pre-production, I definitely know I cannot use the stars, the professional actors and actresses. So we did a lot. We tried our every effort to trying to find these local talents. But we are lucky, I think. Finally, we met a local troupe of a local drama. They travel a lot around their hometowns. They are peasants. They're farmers, and at the same time, they perform to. They offer their performance to their fellow villages. So they're talented farmers, and they give a excellent, superior performance in that movie. It's very touching.
So you think there are many benefits?
Yeah.
To using that. Was it ever daunting using non-professional actors, or was it very easygoing?
Very easygoing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they are genius.
Can I ask a little bit more about the practicalities of the filmmaking? Like, where was it shot? How long did it take to make the film?
How long?
Yeah.
Well, it's a little bit tricky. We started shooting 2 years ago. 2 years ago, in November 2015, in winter. But then we had to wait for over 6 months, waiting for the field. The plants. When the leaves turned green, we started the second round shooting. Last summer. So from the adaptation, the writing of the script, to accomplishment of the post-production, it took us totally 3 years to finish it.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the location that we'll be seeing in the film tonight? You know, obviously it's a crucial element of the entire film. Was it something that was easy to find, or was it very difficult for you to find exactly the place that you wanted?
Very difficult to find it. Because China has been changed a lot from what it looked like 30 years ago. Totally changed. So we need to, ask for local people, trying to get into inside the mountains. Since the transportation condition there is not that good, so the stone village still, keep the original surface at least. So it's beautiful, but it's hard to get there.
But it was worth it. Yeah.
Yes, highly worth it.
You've sort of just alluded to this about the change in China over the past few decades. It's interesting that you're here having your international premiere in Tallinn, and of course that it's a film about China and Chinese history. But obviously you've also talked about you're interested in human nature and human dynamics. Can you tell us what you're thinking about how Western audiences, Estonian audiences, will respond to the film, and indeed, are you intrigued by the fact that audiences from other parts of the world are going to be seeing the film?
This is what I'm curious about, and I'm looking forward. If Western audience or Thailand people, will be interested in it, because it's a story from a country which is so far away. So I'm curious about the feedback tonight.
I know that we're here with the film, and the film has just started its journey and its life to audiences across the world. But even so, are you thinking more about what your next projects are going to be and what you want to work on?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah?
Yeah. From the script writer first, always the same.
Does something like the festival circuit and the festival run ever help with inspiration and ideas?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet?
I don't know yet.
But we're going to find out over
we'll see.
Over the next few months or so. On a final question, what would you say to audiences who are going to see the film that they should look out for, that they could take from the film?
Just welcome to see the movie. I hope it might be interesting for you. I'm looking forward to your feedback. Yeah.
Well, the film will be screening at 6 o'clock today at the Cosmos IMAX, which will be the international premiere of the film.
Yeah.
And we're all very much looking forward to it. We look forward to seeing you tonight. We look forward to the feedback. And once again, Dasheng, thank you very much for coming to Tallinn, to Black Nights, and thank you for bringing your film.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.